It's Frank! It's Frank, the guy that helped me out with that,
Get your daily delivery.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
We may have another tip for you.
Oh, really? Hold on. Hey, guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. Another nice, beautiful day today. It's kind of hot. Decided I was finally going to whip out the two Honda mowers that my buddy Jason over at Pace Performance gave me. He told me it's one of those make one out of two kind of deals. They're both decent decks. They both look identical. Identical. And I haven't figured out exactly what's bad on any of these. It is complete. You're definitely going to be able to make one out of two, provided one engine's good and the other transmission's good, which is what Jason told me. I hope I don't have to swap transmissions, but an engine swap is not that difficult, okay? So it has the bagger, which is great, and it appears that the levers, you know, that's good. This is good. That's good. This is good. And they're identical. This one is exactly the same thing. So, if anything, you can make at least one good one out of the two, right? This engine is mounted, so I'm thinking this is the good one. He said there was one bad engine and this one is off. So maybe that's a bad engine. We'll figure that out once I start to triage this a little bit so I can decide which engine I'm going to use, which transmit. Well, you're not going to be able to find out if the transmission's good or bad. That one's missing the two rear wheels. I'm assuming this is the good transmission with a bad engine. I'm thinking that's the good engine. We'll put it on there. So if it's just an engine swap, which is probably what we're going to do first, because you have to see if the engine works first. You know what I mean? When I was taking the two machines out of my new shed, I will tell you one thing though. I have a sprinkler right there. So now that sprinkler just makes big noises when it splashes against that shed. So I don't know what to do about that. It's really noisy. Anyway, as I was passing by here, I have this one parked outside here because I use it to mow my lawn. I smelled gas. So I came over here and there was gas dripping from here, you know, which means that the needle wasn't seating. Usually you can just tap it and stuff and it'll be okay. But it stopped. So then I just added a quick shut off over here. And I always have a habit of turning it off when I'm not using it anyway. So that was a quick fix. I'm putting the camera in the garage because it's so hot it's going to overheat. If you guys have been outdoors with your camera, you're recording something, it's hot outside, you'll know what I mean. So this engine feels okay, pulls freely and stuff. Feels like it has compression. We'll probably have to remove this engine. This one over here, like I said, it's off. So I don't know why it's off. Maybe I should just ask him to save time. That's what I'll do. I'll call him. So I just talked to Jason on the phone. He doesn't really remember exactly, but he says the reason why one of the engines is bad is because the crankshaft is bent. And being that this one doesn't have blades, and I just took the bolt off, the clutch came right off. So I'm thinking this is the one that he was messing with, trying to bang the crankshaft back into shape again. So I'm thinking this one has the bent crankshaft. He also says that one of them has a bad tranny, and so the one that doesn't have gears, I think he might have removed it. But if you look at this, it turns freely going backwards, and as you can see, it does move. So this one does have gears. So I'm thinking this is a good tranny, right? So if I just took a good engine, just take that engine and put it on this one, that should be it, right? But this is the one that has the clutch on it and all this stuff here. If you look, it engages the clutch to move, you know, like you can start the engine and it runs, and then you engage one of the handles there That's what moves the blades, you know. It's very complicated. See, and it's tough to remove this belt too from this entire assembly and to put it back again. So that's what I hate about Hondas. It's just so overly engineered. I don't know if I want to do this now. It's not, may not be worth it, you know, given that I don't really exactly know which one's which, you know. Just for the hell of it, I'm going to take the one that doesn't have the wheels. It has the blades on there and doesn't look like it's been messed with. So I'm thinking this is the good engine. And obviously I'm thinking this one probably has the bad transmission. But honestly, if I could just put those two rear wheels on here, and if this engine runs, I'm just going to call it a day, you know what I mean? And sell that deck, you know, to some nut who may need a deck. So, just going to spray some jism in there. Jism. It's on choke. Just going to pull it a few times and see. It has a short rope. Ooh, I heard a pop. That's not a good sign, huh? Okay. I've been pulling this, and all I get is maybe a pop. So the timing is off on that for some crazy reason, or there's water in the gas tank, or there's water in the carburetor bowl. It's one of those things. And then it took me about an hour, can you believe it? An hour to find millimeter bolts that would fit on this engine, to mount this engine, so that I could properly try to test it without taking the whole damn thing off. With the blade clutch on here with the Hondas, there's the drive belt that's on there, a big heavy duty spring, and it's really difficult to get the engine even back on there, okay? So I had to shove a screwdriver up the holes to push it so that it would line up the holes. That took me a long time. You know, balancing it on its side, trying to fit the screw in there. I mean, nightmare. I want to just take some C4 and blow them both. I hate Hondas. I've had a few episodes in the past where I try to fix Hondas. I fixed a few, but most of them, it's just a head scratcher. You know, I don't like them at all. So I'm going to give up on this. That's right, I'm going to give up. But I will shoot some sprayage in here. And while I was tilting it, of course, there's a little gas in here, so just going to see if this at least turns over, you know. There's no blade on it, so I probably can't get my legs cut off, probably. About that, huh? It works. Let's see if it starts up again by itself. Hey, the self-propulsion works, engine starts up, it just needs a blade. Maybe I'll take the blade off of there and put it on here and just sell one, as is, you know. Jason says that when you disengage the blades, it vibrates. That's the only thing wrong with it. But I'll humor this and take the blades off of that busted one and put it on this running one with the bagger and the self-propulsion works. That might fetch $100. There you go. Just remove this blade assembly. It's, you know, a little damage and stuff, but I'm gonna put this onto that one now. All right, here we go. I'm gonna chop my legs off. Got a blade on here. We know the engine runs. I'm gonna put this over here so if the blades come off, at least it'll hit that first. That's my logic for you. All right, here we go. Now remember, Jason said that it ran, and you engage the blades, it goes, but then when you disengage the blades, it vibrates crazy. Here we go. Huh. Not bad. Oh, no gas in it now. But that's pretty good. So you know what? I took the blades off because it vibrates so much to show people that it works and stuff. It's better to have it smooth. Well, I did what I set out to do, sort of. I got one working out of the two. That's exactly what I did. So I'm gonna, you know, this could sell now for at least $100 because it's a running Honda push mower. You just have to get new blades, that's all. Maybe. But I'll sell it as is, see if I get $100 for both of them. This is a parts machine. Now look, you guys know, I could take both these engines apart, sell all the parts individually for maybe $200. Honda parts are very expensive, but to take a Honda engine apart while it's running, it's just not good, you know what I mean? So, it's a lot of work too. I mean, tons of parts in a Honda engine. Not to mention taking the clutch assembly off of this engine. Pain in the ass. Oh my God. You guys know what I'm talking about, darling. You know. Over-engineered. While they run great when they run, when you have problems with it, Jamal a la tête. That's a big headache, you know. Anyway, so I'm gonna get these out of my shed. Finally out of this property, hopefully. If I can pick up $100 for both of these things, I'd be more than happy. Thanks to Jason for giving it to me. He didn't want the headache either. Thanks a lot for joining me on today's Honda video. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.